Hi, welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Today we're going to look at the Fool. Now I've been reading the Dream Oracle, Discover Your Hidden Depths Through Symbolism in Tarot. So what we're going to do is look at the symbolism within the Fool. Okay, we've got like the, the Rider-Waite-Smith type decks, and then you've got the Marseille type with the Spanish tarot, and then you start going into something a bit more different, if you like. Some are very similar, but yet there are differences in the symbolism. So if we look at the sort of the Rider-Waite-Smith type decks, we've got the Universal Waite here, and we've got the Secrets of Tarot. Okay, so they're basically those two, and then you have the Marseille, Tarot de Marseille. This is the Claude Bourdelle, and this is the Spanish Tarot. So you've got that sort of the early, or the 1800, 1700s, 1800 sort of type decks, 1700, and then you've got the 19 decks based on the 1910 Rider-Waite. Okay, and then you've got the more modern decks, sort of starting off in the late 1980s, and then you're going into the year 2000, getting into a bit more modern type decks as well. So we begin with sort of the Rider-Waite imagery. So the majority of tarot packs, the Fool is not a numbered card as such, but is given the cipher 0. This is to signify the beginning of creativity or the point of nothing, lack of form or the absence of anything. In classic tarot packs, he or she is also shown almost invariably accompanied by a dog. Okay, you can see a dog down here, or it could be a cat in some cases, and carrying a bundle or knapsack on a branch or wand on one shoulder. He stands at the edge of a precipice, his eyes turned towards the sky. The sun shines down on him, and the cold mountains are in the distance, as you can see here. Okay, you won't see that the Rider-Waite imagery of the actually being on a cliff. You won't see the image of the mountains in the background, etc. Okay, but there you are. The Fool in the tarot has two significances. Okay, he's at the beginning of the journey of life. He represents the innocence of youth, a devil-may-care attitude, and a lust for life that will take him far. He faces a future full of promise and carries with him all that is necessary for the first part of his journey. He seems to be unaware of the dangers which might beset him, and oblivious to any warnings. The negative aspects of the card reveal folly and sheer exuberance, and if misused, a lack of structure. His lack of attention to detail, shown by his ignorance of the drop below, can become a predicament. The second significance arises at the end of his journey, when he becomes the Holy Fool. He has overcome the obstacles that have been set for him. His focus is on the sky towards his heaven. He has no fear of the chasm beneath him, because he knows that if he falls, he can fly. He has tested his faith in himself, along with the loyalty of his faithful companion, and has pared down his burdens to the bare necessities that will take him to the next phase of his existence. Next part of the book is associations and secondary images. So almost invariably, the main association with the Fool is with freedom. So the associated gods are those slightly wild, unregulated ones. Example, in Greek and Roman mythology, these of Dionysus and Bacchus, respectively, the god who gifted both wine and ecstasy to humanity. The pagan goddess Pan, while in Hindu mythology, the goddess would be Kali, as she dances before her transformation into Parvati. The card is ruled by Uranus, known as the planet of sudden opportunities. Okay, the branch or the wand, this image both represents and forecasts growth and attainment in the natural or magical arts. Our traveller must learn to live within the physical realm and take advantage of what is to hand to help him on his journey. Okay, those that have a cap and a feather. In tarot, the headgear a character wears is significant. The feather, which does not droop in our fool's cap, represents the soul, willing obedience and optimism. Okay, the dog, the crucial image of the dog, represents a loyal, faithful and protective companion. Alert, sometimes he encourages and other times he warns of danger. He is often thought to represent divine wisdom. Knapsack. The fool has not yet burdened himself with non-essentials and takes only what he can carry as easily as possible. He trusts that he will find everything he needs along the way. The knapsack that he carries is sometimes thought to contain those lessons that he must learn on this part of his journey of life. Then the mountains, okay, remembering the mountains in the background here of these cards. Okay, these are often shown as cold and inhospitable, an alien world. In this environment, the fool must learn to survive by his own wits. He must learn to take note of his surroundings and to become aware of danger. Then you've got the cards that have the sun in them. Okay, the sun, according to our own level of understanding, the sun in the card of the fool signifies either the ultimate goal we can reach or the nurturing, all-powerful source of energy. Okay, so the key features of this card, its element is air. Now, remembering different books may have different associations. This is the book, The Dream Oracle, okay? So this is, remembering, this is just taken from one source, okay? You might have other associations with it. So element is air, planet Uranus. Numerology, this card is designated as a cipher 0, or cipher O or 0, which comes from the Arabic safra, or safira, meaning it was empty, S-A-F-I-R-A, it was empty. It represents the circle of the universe and the mathematical beginning point. The deities are Dionysus, Bacchus, Kali and Pan. Keywords are innocence, potentiality, spirituality, the beginning and the end. Related concepts, intellect and the powers of the mind, the path of life, the way forward, new ventures, fresh creativity, stepping forward into the unknown. Okay, this is taken from the book. Now, I'm not going to do all the major arcana and all the cards or anything like that. I just want to begin with the full, and then you can take your own practice and do it the way you want to do. So what I did was I took out the Rider-Waite-Smith type imagery. I also looked at the Marseille type energy as well in this. And then I took a selection of my own decks. Okay, so we've got the Gilded Tarot Royale, Serafina's Modern Tarot, Native American Tarot, Silver Witchcraft Tarot, Romantic Tarot, the Starman Tarot, and Santa Muerte Tarot. Okay, you can do this with any of your tarot decks. What you want to do is have a look at the symbols in the card that you could use to be incorporated in your reading. You know, as we did with the first Rider-Waite-Smith type cards, we looked at the sun and we looked at the dog and we looked at the wand over the shoulder and the knapsack and the feather and the headgear and the fact that he's on a mountain and there's mountains in the background, and all those things can come into play. Could be with the rose in his hand. The colour of the rose can make a difference. This one is red, this one's in white. What does it mean? What are the differences? Okay, you can do the same thing with this card, with these cards here. Look at the dog, look at the colours that he's wearing. There's a hoop and there's a stick here. There's a zodiac signs here. There's a moon here. You know, why is there a moon instead of a sun? You know, differences there. Then you've got this modern, modern tarot by Seraphina's Modern Tarot, and you see that she's got a hole. That's a black hole that she could fall down because she's too busy texting on her phone. You know, she's got a dog with her again. Then you've got the Native American Tarot. He's got his sun and his moon. He's got his dog with him. He's got his knapsack. He's got the Bear Essentials. He's got the Kachina clown type face. Now, what does that all mean? You've got this one here with the tree, and you've got the eclipsed moon. You've got sort of like what feels like a path ahead here, and someone sitting here. Here you've got, in the Romantic Tarot, you've got someone sitting on, standing on one foot, with birds flying all around, on what appears to be maybe a little unstable. There's a teapot and things going on. There's a stick here. There's a cane here. There's a hat in his hand. Looks like he's got flowers on his head. Got a flower here. You know, all those things could come into play in the reading, depending on what else is going on. So take your full cards. Take all your zero cards out of your deck and have a look at them and see the differences, see the similarities. Look at them, describe them, look at the colours, and see what they mean to you. Here you've got some traps down here. You know, he's got this big bright orange sun behind. Looks like there's fire there. He's got a hat on his head there. You know, what's going on? The way his hands are pointed, all those things would come into play. Here you've got the Santa Muerta Tarot. You've got, looks like he's stepping up something. He's got a sack in his hand. He's got what appears to be an ankh. There's a butterfly there. You know, look and describe the card as much as you can, and find what other aspects of being free, new beginnings, stepping out of the darkness into the light, being aware of what's actually going on. There's new adventures. All those things can be expanded by your own thought. So this is one way that you can look at developing your knowledge of tarot. Another way that you can develop, step into the card, ask the character, you know, what message do you have for me today? What do I need to learn? What can I see that's hidden from view? You know, what's to the left of the character? What's to the right of the character? What's behind the character? You know, all those things can come into a reading. You know, what does the colour mean to you? What does pink mean to you? What does orange mean to you? What does green or blue mean to you? What does the fact of having sun and moon mean? You know, the balance, the night and day. Maybe you see things as differently as night and day. You know, the opposite to what's expected. All those things can be incorporated. So go ahead and continue the journey, looking at the Fool. Look at the Magician. Look at the High Priestess, and go through and do this with all of the major arcana. When you've finished with the major arcana, start on the cups and do the same thing with the cups. Go through and have a look at all your different Ace of Cups. You know, what do they tell you? What's the story behind each card? So here we are, some ideas to enhance your tarot journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Don't forget to check the links below. Check the links on my channel. Take care and blessed be.